Happiness through curiosity on the Ranveer show. Welcome to TRS Clips. What about those dives that you spoke about? Like, first of all, why is it required to dive in a river? Is it training?
No, one was rescue diving in Brahmaputra. The boat capsized and people I mean, it's called a rescue diving, but then you can't rescue somebody after 8 hours, no? If people have gone into the water, they've gone. They've lost their lives. So it was more of a, I'll say, management of the situation, wherein you could at least console the relatives that were trying to at least find the bodies, though the bodies were never found. They were found 40 kilometers downstream.
Hold on, just to get this clarity. There are people who try committing suicide by jumping into rivers. What is the logic of actually diving in a river? Like, how do you prevent? Because that's a very dangerous environment.
Because I'm a diver, no? I've been trained to dive into the water wearing the sets.
How does someone pass away in a river? Like, because the force of the river is incredible. I'm assuming that it makes you hit a rock.
Okay.
That's what causes actual death.
No. See, if you ask me, and if you throw me into the water, even if I don't swim, I can just stay afloat. And I would be found 40, 50, 60 kilometers downstream and I won't die. Because I can breathe while I'm afloat. The only way you die in a river kind of situation is when you drown. And how do you drown? Because you don't know how to swim or you don't know how to float. You keep yourself, floating on the water by water trading.
It's a very simple skill, which I learned swimming early in life. This is just learning how to float. It's just about moving your hands and legs,
yes,
right? That's
and having the right amount of air in the water, in your chest.
Okay.
Even if I don't move my hands and legs, I'll still float.
So deep breathing.
Your lungs have a residual capacity of what? 6 liters. 6 liters. So keep 4 liters of air in your lungs. Exhale it slowly. Inhale fast. You'll keep floating in water. With your hands tied and legs tied, you'll still float.
Okay.
So that's technique you learn. But then in layman's term, when somebody goes into the water, he or she, they drown. You can't keep yourself above the water. You go down. Then you cannot breathe. Then you drink water. It's called wet drowning. So the water enters your lungs and then there's no coming up. Nobody's there to pick you up, give you a CPR, push and flush the water out of your body and then you die.
Okay. Continue the thing you were talking about, diving in the Brahmaputra.
So it was basically rescue diving, but then obviously it's not rescue because people who had to go, they had gone and the bodies were found 40, 50 kilometers downstream. But then we had to dive for 3 days, morning till evening. And the flow would be around 16, 17 knots. And the permissible limit was what? 3, 4 knots. But then you cannot say no, I'm not going to dive because there are people, there is media, there are relatives of those people who lost their lives. So you have to balance it out, find a place where the speed is around 7, 8 knots, which is again double the permissible limits. But you have to. So it's pitch dark. The moment you leave the surface in rivers, especially Brahmaputra, so you go a feet below the water surface and it's dark. You cannot see anything. You can only feel the short rope that has gone down. Go find the jackstay that you have laid. You as in the supervisor supervises the dive.
There's no danger of wild animals like crocodiles or...
If it's crocodile infested, you will have prior warnings. But then you can never rule out the chance that crocodile, you will never not have crocodiles. It might be there, but then again, nobody wants to come and haunt a human being.
I would assume you are in its home. It's like entering a lion's den, but in water.
I agree. See, preferably it will not like to, but if it's hungry, if it sees you alone, it might.
Did you talk a little bit more about diving in the river?
So you find the jackstay, you keep moving your hand to try and find something, some wreckage, some metal piece, some piece of the bike. And against the open, some body, which is very, very difficult because the flow is so much, nothing stays there. And there's so much of mud being deposited as the water is coming. Even if there is a body, you will not find the body. In hours, you will have a full layer of mud, sediments. But then you do that, come up, take some rest, again do that, come up. You know the risks. But then if you train properly, that's what I believe. If you know the risks versus rewards ratio, I believe you've got good chances to survive in all those conditions and not make a mistake wherein you lose your life.
Thank you for watching this clip. If you want to learn more about this topic, we've curated a playlist just for you, and here's a link to the whole episode.